the other day said, I heard 10 or 12 people going to the sheriff. I said, let's get 20. They don't have a goddamn clue what they're getting into.
Oh, yeah.
Not this day and age.
But everybody.
I'm going to tell you something. If it was back in the day, would Alan Marshall take a damn blackjack, whoop their ass, and throw them in the cell? I'd run for sheriff.
Yeah. Well, it's not like that no more.
I know. Take them down here on Mud Creek and hang them up with the damn rope.
Yeah.
But you can't do
the
that.
thing about it is,
They got more rights than we got.
They have more rights than we got. If this was back in the day, we'll string them up. I mean, these people are talking. This happened in March. It was almost just yesterday, time-wise. And yeah, we are in the 21st century, and you have people in sheriff's departments talking like this. Now, this is something that many of us read about, and any elders who may be watching Unbossed who actually lived through times like that, or had parents who lived through times like that. There are actually some people still walking the face of the earth who actually had to experience this kind of stuff, or their parents did. Hello, somebody? But this sheriff's department, they just having a good time. So what you just heard was McCurtain County, Oklahoma Commissioner Mark Jennings and Sheriff Kevin Clardy lamenting, and that is the sheriff right there, lamenting that they no longer can lynch black people. All right, now I want y'all to talk about no longer can lynch black people. Let's just go and put that out there very clearly, that this is anti-black racism at its worst in the United States of America in the 21st century. So please miss me on the why y'all keep bringing this up. That was so long ago. Miss me with it. Because this man and his colleagues are the incarnation of the type of segregationist, racist sheriffs and other elected officials that walk this face of the earth. They are the modern day incarnation of those spirits right here in the 21st century. So please don't tell us to forget about it. And that happened so long ago. Don't even fix your mouth to do it. And I'm quoting grandma. So that was the sheriff. This smug, so this smug shot, that was the sheriff. And this person right here is the sheriff's the sheriff's investigator. That's Mark Jennings right there. All right, the commissioner, sorry. So the first shot you saw, the first smug shot you saw with the hat is the sheriff. And the second shot right here is Mark Jennings. All right, that is who that is. And he is one of the Oklahoma County commissioners. Now, the sheriff's investigator, Alicia Manning, and county jail administrator, Larry Hendrix, were also in the room. So you got two other folks in the room. And it didn't stop there for them. The sheriff allegedly mocked a woman who recently burned to death in a house, comparing her to barbecue. And together they hinted at assassinating a journalist who'd reported on their alleged misconduct, according to the Gazette News. The Gazette News promised to stay on top of these racist officials. Let me add anti-black officials. And they are doing just that. Over the weekend, the newspaper published an article recounting a portion of the alleged conversation, promising to follow up with more reporting in coming weeks. The paper also posted snippets of the audio online. Gazette News reporter Bruce Willingham told KWTV he left his recorder hoping to get evidence that officials were holding secret meetings. Good on this journalist. This is real journalism here, right here. If you can imagine, the sheriff's office had the audacity to blame the newspaper. Yeah, they did that. In a Facebook post published Monday night, the sheriff's office said the recordings were illegally obtained. Now keep that up. Put Francesca up. What in the hell difference does it make how it was obtained? You are missing to the point, which shows that this sheriff's department is rotten to the core. Instead of them coming out saying how ashamed they were to have any elected leader, anybody in the sheriff's department that would comport themselves this way, that would have this kind of venomous attitude towards black people in their heart. Oh no, that ain't what them mofos did. What they said was that the newspaper obtained the information illegally, that the recordings were illegally obtained, have not been authenticated, and that that preliminary information indicates they were altered. Bull. The sheriff's office described recordings the officials as criminal activity that it's investigating with other agencies. Now, ain't this some, my grandmother Francesca would say they got more nerves than a brass ass monkey. Now, it's time to be real. And it's time to stop playing games with these anti-black, white supremacists, racist, Francesca, in the 21st century. I'm telling you, the more we report on stories like this, I'm tending to believe that we are really not I don't want to believe that we're in the 21st century.
No, we don't deserve to be here, right? Because this century deserves a lot better from humanity, and of course this country, which has far too many hundreds and hundreds of years of this kind of talk. And it reminds us of Reverend William Barber III and the discussions around a third Reconstruction that I know you've spoken about, Nina, and all of your work, which is that this country is not right. This country is still not healed. This country is for sure not healed, but also not over the idea that Black Americans could have equal rights to others. And notice, look, that whole thing is really difficult to listen to, of course, for anyone, but of course, if you are Black in this country, even more so. So I just wanna pause and like acknowledge that. But the second thing that I'm struck by is him, in the same breath that he's advocating lynching, also saying they have more rights than we do. Right. And notice he's putting being treated equally under the law and not being subject to vigilantism, he's putting that as having more rights than non-Black people, which is just insane. Effectively, and this is what we all know, racists believe that equality means that they have less rights because they believe it is their right to have supremacy over Black Americans.
There it is, Francesca. There it is. I'm stunned, I'm pained, I'm everything about this. And these things kept happening over and over and over again. And the Black community is asked to just take it or just look away, or you are overreacting, or you didn't actually endure any of that. It was your ancestors that endured that. No, hell to the no. We are enduring it in real time, coupled with the fact that our foremothers and forefathers, some of them still walking the face of this earth, I gotta keep reminding y'all of that, endured it in a deeper, more sinister way. But this stuff is still happening. But friend, your point about him saying they got more rights than we do, because right, us having rights is an affront to their rights. Because what they want is Black people to be subjected to them. Francesca, it's really no difference than Black people having to ride in Jim Crow cars, or being able to ride with a white person as long as you were in service to that white person. But if you were not in service to them, you had to take your Black behind to the Jim Crow car. Totally. Even members of the military, even in war, there were Black military, Black military personnel that told stories about when the German soldiers, when the Nazi ass German soldiers were able to ride in the better car, while the soldiers, the Black soldiers who fought in that war, had to ride their behinds in the Jim Crow car. That's how bad.
Yep.
It was and continues to be in this country. So I want y'all to wrap y'all minds around that while y'all tell us to take it easy. It's so wonderful, we love this country. Black people love this country, because if you're talking about somebody that should be enraged, James Baldwin, the greatest novelist, one of the greatest novelists of the 20th century, said to be Black and relatively conscious, and I'm paraphrasing them, but y'all look up the exact words, is to be in a constant rage.